Welcome to my daily podcast challenge. In this today podcast, I have the topic of transportation. So you know that transportation is one of our most basic human needs. So I think that without it, we must have died pretty quickly soon. Yeah, I think so. So let's wait no more and get to the main point. Let's start. Question number 1. What is the most popular mode of transportation in your country? So, as is evident from the moment when setting foot in my homeland, you can see that here the motorbike reigns supreme. Motorbikes are ubiquitous, so everyone has one in their home at least. And I say so because it makes a lot of sense. First, I have to admit that it is much more economical when compared to maintaining a car because we don't need to fuel a lot of fuel or spend a great deal of money on automotive parts and repair costs as well. Another thing is that it's really compact, so it's really ideal for us to get around on the streets of Vietnam because streets in Vietnam typically narrow and for the most part they are alleys, so it requires us do a little bit maneuvering. Question number 2. Is it expensive to travel in Vietnam? Well, as a matter of fact, I think so because I have to say that it is actually quite affordable to get around Vietnam. Buses run frequently and they are dirt cheap. Also, we can take the cab or use some kind of ride-hailing applications like Grab Bike or that sort of thing. But the latter has become omnipresent in my country because nowadays more and more companies hand out a lot of promo codes. So sometimes you can book a ride that costs next to nothing. Question number 3. Where was the last place that you traveled to? It's a misery to say that studying and financial status have gotten in the way, so I haven't had a lot of chance to travel as much as I want to because I have to depend on my parents' finance as well. But if my memory serves me right, I think that I must have gone to Ho Chi Minh City, or we can call it as Saigon 5 years ago or that sort of thing. When it comes to Saigon, it is famous for its pho, its traditional Vietnamese noodle soup and pork roll as well. They're dirt cheap and maybe healthy as well depending on the toppings. But actually living in Phu Yên with decadent seafood, delicious cuisine, I don't need to travel to anywhere else to enjoy culinary. So in case you don't know, Phu Yên, it is a coastal province that boasts stunning beach. Actually, it's not a really exotic destination, but it's definitely the one that you must cross off your bucket list. Okay, so let's come to the last question. What are some of the things that people should consider when they travel? Definitely, there are loads of things that people should take into consideration before having a trip, but chief among them is definitely money. Obviously, we need to budget for everything before having occasion, like the accommodation, transport, meals. That we have to name them. And not to mention, if you want to shop, you have to prepare some kind of extra tip, extra money, because we have a tendency to overspend and get an overdraft after traveling. Personally, I just try my best not to blow off my budget and try to have some spare cash at the end of the trip. And I think it's kind of a good idea for me to practice the skill of saving and setting aside for rainy days. And that is the end of the episode. Thank you and see you.